So I went through Festering Ground as well.
Scunner's mayflies.
Festering Ground is
Go in an instant. If Alicia's plan is solid,
not that
send
interesting
it
as the
again.
pit. It's pretty linear actually. Most of it is pretty straightforward, so nothing crazy. But there are still one or two things that are just interesting and good to know.
Shield rats, be ready.
This is the first respawn point. Nothing interesting here. It will still respawn after the drop down.
Down here
I think one interesting thing is though that all the boss spawns start boss and patrol spawns start way later. Like you drop down, still no boss spawns. It's another respawn point.
Here, we're heading down.
You go even further down, still no boss spawns or anything. But here it starts. So our first horde, we usually try to get them here. I don't think this is necessarily a bad place, but I don't like it either. So we should probably risk it and still go that way. And here's another. Here are another two. Second. Yeah. So that's the important part now. When we are in front of this bridge, we should not rush into the bridge too far because here's another spawn and here's another spawn. Actually, there are multiple more spawns, as you can see. That one was this one. This one is connected with that one over here. Yeah, there you go. So that's exactly what we should not do, like go out of here. We should get the horde in front of the bridge instead, over here. And if we have to go anywhere, then probably over here or over there, like one side of the area. Or maybe back here, but not over the bridge. Okay. So, interesting things to know about the respawns is that if someone is down here, we should try to stay way in front of the bridge, even in this room, because we have to trigger this respawn point, ideally, which is the last one before the next drop down. Which is gonna be that one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. If we push through here, we usually try to stay on top here. Punch their heads. Oh my god, I'm dying. Or stay on this wall here. Well, if we haven't had any spawns yet, we should maybe consider not going over here, because as you can see there are two boss triggers. So we should maybe stay over here. And yeah. Then we push down here. That's what I meant, like, this is the last respawn point before that drop down, so that's good. I'm usually trying to make sure that when we move, we are always at least 4 people at one of our hideout spots. So we should try to get that spawn point then. Then if we go down here, there are obviously more patrol spawns, and especially like here's a patrol spawn, there's a patrol spawn, there's a couple of boss spawns. So we should go in a break over there. Then comes the interesting part. This entire area is pretty damn big, but our level progress path leads over those wooden planks, you know? This is so Fairjack thought this would be a natural way. It is the shortest, also that is true, but we either stayed up here, which was our preferred way, or if we for whatever reason failed that and fall down, we tried to stay down there, which is probably a pretty good place as well. So if we decide to stay here, we shouldn't worry at all, because we will have this respawn point, which is the ideal respawn point if someone goes down, because it will be exactly at our new next hideout spot. If someone goes down and we are down there, we should be careful though, because we can... When you watch the percentage over here, there, you can see 22.8%, and it mostly stays that way. 22.8% is in front of the respawn point here. So we will basically stay here for the level progress, either if we are down up there or down there. But if someone is down and we move a little bit over here, like, yeah, over here, see that? It jumps over to the next respawn point, which is gonna be after the drop down. So yeah, someone is down, let's stay in here, don't go up the ramp. Okay, then there are obviously a couple more boss spawns. So as soon as we go up the ramp, as you can see, like, it jumps a little bit over there. So we will also trigger multiple boss triggers as well. So we might get a boss, it's highly likely, or a patrol. And if we go through here, there are the last couple of patrol and boss triggers. So when we push, we should push hard, because as you can see, like, all the triggers are here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we wanted to go over here then. Maybe even in here. See what's there, and then go down there. Our respawn point, I can actually show you. Oh, that was way too far. Where am I? Okay, our last hideout spot was down here. So if we stayed down here and someone would have been down, he would have respawned in that exact area where we stay the next word. So down here. So that's ideal. If we move further up the ramp or anything, then he will respawn after the drop down. Down there probably, or even completely down. Okay, if someone goes down in this area here, which hopefully won't happen, because this seems like the safest spot of all of them. But if that happens, we should probably, not necessarily, but we should, if we can, push before the bridge, because then we get this this trigger. What is that? Should get this respawn point, which is the first one, if I remember correctly, after the drop down. That would be the second one if we don't move. There are a couple more boss triggers here as well. So if we peek, then we go probably... That happened the last time when we had a patrol down there. And the patrol. We triggered the patrol over there, I guess. And we walked up here. And we triggered this or that boss trigger. And then went back, you know? Like, that can be a good tactic if we want to get everything separately, but
Not
we
as
just
sneaky as you
peeked too
believe,
far,
runner.
basically. So if we go for it, we should probably just
Down
go
here.
for it. Okay, the two
That's a stunner.
respawn points were either that one, which is directly the first one down. So that's what happens if we go a little bit to the bridge. And that's the second one. That's the one when we go before the bridge. And that's the one when we stay where we were before. You know, it's just a slight difference. It's not like changing a whole lot. We still have to go completely down to get them. But yeah, happens. Maybe it's a good tactic in that situation. Just wanted to let you know. Okay, that point here is actually very interesting. That entire drop down is not like usual drop down thingies where you have somewhat of a path down there. This is just a straight drop down to that point, which is dumb, but sure, it is how it is. So I think actually one of the reasons why staying up here is insanely good is, first of all, the enemies don't have a path that they can just follow, so they don't know where they should drop down. So they will have to like search for it. And then second of all, I found a cool thing. Wait. This one. This is like the slots that you have around you, and as you can see, like, we destroy wherever we are standing, we destroy most of the slots. Like, there are only a couple of them left, and almost none of them are capable of carrying something like a Chaos Warrior or bigger. So we can just stay here and chill, basically, because I mean, those slots, all of them, are basically dead because they can't jump there. So the only slots they can actually jump are the ones over here. So that is pretty good. And we still have our roof, so yeah. This is a pretty good spot. Wait, this spot down here is pretty good as well, because as you can see, still a couple of them are offline, basically, or not available for the enemies. And we have a little bit of a roof on top of us as well, so they basically jump down there, and then they have to drop to any of those slots over here. Okay. Well, but what is the interesting part about the respawn points and the level progress is that we are still, regarding to the game, we are still up there. So if we stay here, the game always thinks that we are up there, and we will get enemy spawns only from above. So no one will really spawn down there. Which will start, though, as soon as we drop down from that area. So as soon as we drop down here, it will swap down there, and we will get spawns from below as well. So we should stay either that up there or there and not go further down, because otherwise we will get spawns from down there as well. Okay, well, then we drop down. Yeah, true. I didn't tell you where the respawn point for that area is. Oops. So if someone dies here, the respawn point is actually, it's that one, so it's gonna be somewhere way down.
Lumberfoots, always falling behind.
Yeah, it's way up there, over there. So yeah, not great, but we can't obviously jump up again, so yeah, we can't really do anything about it. Okay, we decided to just push through. One interesting thing is that we have a couple of boss spawns over here, so as soon as we jump down we might get a boss spawn, so keep that in mind when we jump down. Like, not entirely down, but the third step is going to be a boss spawn, possibly. Then here's a boss spawn. And yeah, okay. The other boss spawn that we will have to pass when we go in that area is that one. So we will necessarily have to pass that one. Yeah. So, we pass 3 boss triggers until we get here. Shouldn't be too big of an issue because, oh my god, I fucked up. There we go, finally. Okay, I don't really know if there are any spawns up here. There are boss spawns, obviously, and patrol spawns. But nothing beyond that, I think. So we can lodge the boss here, maybe there, or maybe in that corner. Okay. Yeah. If we get a boss over that in that area here, those triggers, we should get back to the area back there. If we get a boss trigger in here, which is the last one actually, that one's the last one, so we probably should go in here. If we have a trigger, then we can move out again. If not, we will just keep going. We won't keep going though if someone is down, because if someone is down, we will just stay out of this small mine area, whatever, because that's the easiest way to get our perfect respawn point. If we just stay out here or stay in that area back there, in our hideout spot, the down person will just respawn at our next spot, which is perfect. So if someone is down here and respawns, we will get him up.
It's this way.
As you can see, no boss spawns here anymore, no patrol spawns either, just nothing actually. And get him up over here. Perfect. Then we can stay here, fight off the horde, and keep moving. We shouldn't peek anywhere though, because here's another boss trigger. Actually, 2? No, 1? I think it's 1. But there are more and more and more until we get over there. So there's another patrol, there are another boss triggers, so we shouldn't peek. If we decide to go, then we should go. Yeah. We can probably decide to fight the boss in here instead of out there, because the drop down is pretty, yeah, not cool, to say it that way. But we won't have to watch any respawn points, I think, in this area here, because, well, I think the only point is that one. So we should probably just... Ah yeah, okay, we have to watch one actually. The nearest point is that one, and that means if someone is down, we will just stay a little bit to the right in this area, and we get a better respawn, which is, I think, the one exactly down out after the drop down, and that one is gonna be the one and the, yeah, that's the one in the drop down. The other one is that in the turn. Okay. Now there's another interesting aspect actually, a very interesting aspect. And that is, we have a very weird level progress here as well. So that goes all the way around here. Oh, through that turn over there, down to basically the tome area, more or less, down and then further up. So nothing interesting here, but if we pass all this stuff, there's another boss trigger, so keep that in mind. But we should just push through and get down there, which we did the last time as well. The fastest way down there is that one. If we jump on that small stone down there, it is a little bit tricky, but it can be done. So it's that stone, and you won't lose any HP either. So that's one jump, another jump, and we're down. That's the fastest way. the second fastest way, which will get us maybe one item more. It's probably through there, but we might have a boss trigger that will trigger boss in there, so we might not have the chance to get through there. If we do though, sometimes here are items, you know. And then we can still drop down over, not here, that was dumb. Fucking hell. Okay. We can still drop down over here. So that shouldn't be a problem either. Yeah. Regarding respawn points, that is a pretty cool thing. Because there's actually, looks like a bug, or it's just weird. I don't know. Do you see that respawn point over there? Like that is connected with the point over there that we already passed because our progress point is here. Okay. So what happens though is if we stay back here, even actually we can even stay almost like in that total area here, like in that between these two, this one structure, yeah. And someone respawns, he will still respawn in like 2 meters ahead. So we could actually get him whilst we are fighting, like 1 TP in front, 1 TP back, get him up, get back, and we still have our fourth person back, which is pretty cool. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I have a guess though, but it doesn't matter actually. Just don't go further than this wooden structure. I think if you go way further, it might not trigger. Nope. If you go way further, the next respawn point will trigger, just as to be expected. But if we stay just back here, easy rest point. So you can even consider this if we have a boss down here. Just try to stay back there if someone goes down, because we know where the respawn point is, and it's pretty easy to get them up. Yeah. Whilst we're talking about bosses, there are multiple more boss spawn triggers in that area. So if we go up here, we should probably push hard or track back. And that would be the next respawn point then. Okay, we considered... Here's the next one. So we should definitely stay like 1 step back when we just stay in that hideout spot. We held over here last time, which is after multiple boss triggers and patrol triggers, but it's still a pretty fine spot actually, because if we track over that bridge too far, I think last time we played I was so sure that we shouldn't go over that bridge. Yeah, there are 2 more boss triggers, so if we haven't had one, those will trigger. And there's even another one over here. So be aware, don't pass out, go over the bridge if there might be a boss. Another one, and we have a horde. Oops. Yeah, we pull the ambience here. By the way, look how buggy this shit is. What the fuck, man? I'm even down there, like the game thinks I'm 1 step further down. Like, bruh. Okay, we get the ambience, get down here, and push over to that area. By the way, this respawn point up there is triggered with this point, so if we stay up there, we get a respawn point over here. Up here is pretty easy then. It's up there. If we go even further down, we still got that one. So if you don't want, if it is like a clutch scenario that we had before, we should probably consider trying to stay not in that area, but somewhere around here.
No, that's a scunner leech.
Like somewhere until that bush, probably, because if we go further than that,
There's a runner.
it'll
in the
jump
shadows.
after.
Are you
There you go.
dead? There's a chaos warrior near.
Jump
Have
after
a
the
care. That's a
respawn
chaos
point. Actually,
warrior.
after 2 respawn points, I think. So we just stay between that bush and like the normal drop down point, which is like here somewhere. So we get when we stay there, we can get our usual respawn point up here,
Light leech.
where we then can just stay as well. So we held here last time, then went up, and maybe we could have held here as well. So yeah. This area is a little bit weird. It's just dangerous in general, and you can't really see through it. So, my heavy stone. Spoiler. Okay, whatever. The respawn points are that way, that we shouldn't go over that torch, really, or let's say this tree, because that point will get us the last respawn point before the drop down. So, that is the info you need here. Multiple more boss triggers, so if you get a boss trigger, you can see like multiple more boss triggers. If we don't get a boss trigger here, it's like a bug or something, I don't know. So either push hard and try to get the boss in our corner here, where the respawn point is, or track back and get it in the big open area before. Yeah. We shouldn't go up here, by the way, if we have a horde, because as you can see, we would skip multiple patrol and boss spawns this way. So we should probably, as we did, either stay down there if necessary, and what Core said the last time as feedback was that we should probably consider going the right way instead of the left. So if we go the right way, we do have some supplies as well. By the way, this is a dead end, we shouldn't go in there, we should just keep going over here. And stay here. Sometimes there's an ammo box here, which would be ideal. Now there's only a strength potion, but that's still fine. Here's a different, very important aspect, which is if someone goes down here, we should stay on the more lefty side, because like more to that tree, really, which is like 76.4.5, 76, less than 77%, okay? If we look to the main path, which is here, as long as we stay before, as you can see, like 77%, we are completely fine with the next respawn point, which will be in front of the drop down to the event. So that is pretty important to get some like that heal pack, that last one, and etc. So we can stay here, that's fine. Probably not further than, like on this thing, whatever. If we stay here, that's fine. If you stay further ahead, it's probably not fine. So, okay, demonstrate you this real quick. We have one person down, he respawns, we have another person down, he respawns. Okay. So then we push yeah, we have multiple more patrol spawns, by the way. Over here, there's like, yeah, very interesting. If we pass this point, we get most likely patrol spawn because there are like 3 on 1 point, and they will, all of them will respawn exactly over the next hideout spot. Like all of them will respawn here. Ah, there was one that actually spawned, by the way. So if I would enable that one, they would just drop down and we would get crushed. So if we get a patrol spawn when we try to push, we should go back and not try to keep going, because, well, we will get crushed. Yeah. Apart from that, we can't really do anything about respawns. They will just respawn in the event. Yeah, that one. Okay, well, because we watched that guy, you can just snack a heal pack though. So, dropping down, dropping down. We didn't watch that guy, so he well, he respawned down there. Okay. In here is nothing very interesting to tell. We know how the event works. It's not like very crazy interesting what happens. If we destroy all the bubbles, the ladder will fall down. If the ladder falls down, then we can basically kite around in stressful scenarios, but I don't think that will really happen, because as long as we stay together, we should be fine. So all that is pretty much clear. If we go up here, then we had this bug, which is very confusing, but I think it is mostly because, like, do you see that? It triggers the falling down stuff as soon as you basically pass this point where all the stones are. And if someone else is still back here, you know, or let's say if someone else is still here and he's down, okay, the game more or less thinks he is pretty much dead, you know. And as soon as the other person then passes too far, you know, like if the other person is here, stones will fall down here as well. Wait. If he is over here. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean. Usually it falls down then. And that means you are trapped. Especially because that progress line is like complete bullshit. There are 3 spots you can take, and the progress is only well, covered through 1 line. That doesn't change, so it's not really exact. Yeah, whatever. Well, last respawn points there. Nothing interesting about this. Easy. Yeah, not a lot of interesting stuff here, apart from this one interesting bug that we can use in that hideout spot. And in our hideout spots, if someone is down, we should consider going to either the right or the left regarding to our progress a little bit, so we can force the better respawn points. It's basically the same everywhere, but yeah. Nothing too crazy as in the pit where the level progress is completely dumb. Well.